Used to want people to love me, so I learned how to sing. Then I thought I wanted money, so I could buy
So
this
for
thing.
those that boil maple syrup,
When I found
this
it was as empty
is
as could
the
be.
point in the
Now I'm
boiling
scared.
that you try to get to. The infamous brown bubbles. It's a beautiful thing. It takes about 20 hours to get to this point. I've been boiling this batch now for 10 plus, so 12, 18, 24. I've been boiling this batch now for about 30 hours. And I left it, I was sitting here, I could smell the sweet heaven coming from the pan, and I looked in, and the brown bubbles were up to there. I was like, oh, that is so good. And I didn't take a picture. I forgot. But I'm going to do it again. I'm going to let this run now and let it boil down. But my pre-warmer isn't even getting up to, like, it's at 60 degrees. It's not even getting to close to boil. And I have to add. So that's how fast it's actually boiling off now, which is so nice. I don't want to lose my boil. I don't want to cool off again because I do have to get chicken feed and I have to get a bunch of stuff. But I'm going to go do that. I am going to boil. I am going to cool off here in about an hour. And
How's the sap? Is it almost done?
yeah, right. So let me
No,
tell you.
is it still running?
Oh, no, it won't be running today. It won't be running today. It ran all day yesterday, which I was surprised because yesterday we were over 20 degrees
Celsius.
Celsius. And so what would that be about? And I was just expecting that there was going to be no sap. And then I have a couple of test buckets here on the property, and I went out and checked, and I was like, you have got to be kidding me. It literally ran all day and all night.
It didn't freeze last night.
It didn't freeze last night, so it'll be slow, if anything, today. But tonight we're supposed to get another freeze up, and then tomorrow I'll probably get another 300. So I'm getting about, since I started boiling, which I think, according to my notes, I'd have to check, but I think that I am 4 days of collection, like 4 collections, and I've collected about 1,200 liters of sap.
And how many taps have you got in?
Not a lot. I've only got 50 taps.
Wow.
So I was going to tap more, and I thought, I can't even keep up with what I have. So it's just a one-man show here at the homestead. The Famlee homestead is a one-man show.
It's not much family interaction,
There's
is there?
not much. This is the F show.
This is the show.
This is not the family show. This is the F show. Actually, Eli. So it's the FE show.
The FE show.
Oh, and wait,
Ethan helped
too.
you
So it's the
tap.
FE show. So it's the FE show.
He's got a solid 2 hours in.
Yes. Hey, if you. Oh no, you were out there too. So it's. So it's been good. It's been good. You can see now. Look at the brown. Like the brown bubbles is what we're trying to get to. I mean, you boil this for hours and hours, and all you see. I haven't even had to scrape off for the last 10 hours of boil. This is just beautiful. I mean, I'll show you. Watch what happens when I just scoop and drop. Look at that. Oh, the heaven of the look at the bubbles.
So what is it you're scraping off? The foam?
Yeah, when you add cold or lukewarm sap into your boil, it stirs up the bottom sugar sand, and that sugar sand rises to the top and then comes out to the sides and burns onto the side of your pan. So I take my spoon and I scrape the side of my pan, like I try to get this stuff off, because I don't want to, I mean, I have to clean my pan after my boil, so I like to try and keep the foam off the side of my pan. So you can see there, that's pretty good. Keeps the pan somewhat clean. But then when you're done and you get rid of all of your syrup out of there, you got to clean it all off. get it all ready to go for the next boil.
How is this compared to your first couple of years of maple syrup production?
Oh, I mean, I could write a book about the first couple of years.
What not to do?
We wrote. Let me show you. So this is, you can see here. This is my 2x4 pan, and I got a 1 foot pre-warmer right here. So this is what they call a sled evaporator. A young gentleman in Guelph. In Mildmay, sorry. He was the one that built this for me. Such a good price. I was very happy. And I put my order in the summer. Sorry, in the fall, and then he had it ready for me. He does about 12 to 15 a year. And he's local, he's close. I was gonna buy one of the ones that I could get online, but it was double the price, and he said it's not gonna boil as nice. So I put this in. But let me show you this is my first evaporator. I got it piled up here. You guys will enjoy this one. This is my first one right here. There it is right there. There's my first evaporator. Oh, actually, no, that's not my first evaporator. This is my first evaporator. This one here. The old trusty tri. That's my tri burner. And that's my second one there. And I ran it outside, actually right here. And I put one of those hunting tents over top with a wind block. And I had a little firebox in my center blocks, and I dropped my pan on that, and away we went.
Yeah, Dad's gonna build it out there though. He's not gonna build it here.
Are you tired yet, old man?
Well, I've been on the go since 6:30.
What time is it now?
It's after 11.
Is maple syrup worth it?
Yes.
It's so worth it.
All right.
If you're ever thinking on doing maple syrup, don't think, just do. Just do it.
You've been his sidekick all day, pretty much, haven't you? You've been good boy.
Pretty much all day.
Good boy.
I took a lunch break and a dinner break.
He's been a big helper.
Yep. He split lots of wood. I used every stick that he split.
I should have seen the pile of wood.
How much longer do you got?
Probably another half hour, 45 minutes.
And we're tapping out and doing it again tomorrow.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't so dang cold.
It's not cold, it's just warm.
And then I realized that I just love doing maple syrup too much, as do all of my friends and family. And I decided that
They like to eat it more than help make it.
they don't like to make it, but they like to take it. So yeah, and that's fine. I could never eat that much, but I enjoy it, and whatever. I don't waste any sap. If I get the sap, I boil it. If it comes, it goes. And
So this is your setup. What do you got going?
well, I have to change a couple of things because if you guys watched my previous videos, I had a catastrophe where a chunk of oil from my storage tank, the chunk of oil, I couldn't see it, but it broke free, got into my pan, and literally filled my syrup, which I was like devastated because I had 40 liters of syrup. I had boiled for a week, and I almost lost the whole batch, but I filtered it and filtered it and filtered it, kept reheating it, and it worked out really, really good. So that's my new tank there on the ground. So I go out and collect with this one. This is my little collection tank, and that's 200 liters. And I collect with here, and then I come back and I pump it into this one. And then I take it, and then I have my pump inside the tank. So my pump sits down inside there. And then I pump it out. You can see it's starting to turn, eh? Yeah, I have very little time with this.
I do it all day. You're going to get that done today.
It has to. It's going to be gone. I'm going to lose it if I don't get rid of it. And that's the problem when you have sap that runs on a warm day.
It's so warm like this.
Yeah,
It'll go.
It's like you got to think about if you had a bag of milk sitting outside in the sun on your deck, and how long would it take for that milk to go bad? 22 degrees, sun blasting on it all day. It would be bad in probably an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
So this is the sap. It's very, very similar to milk.
It's fragile.
Very fragile. The sun, the heat, everything it doesn't like, and it'll go milky white. And as soon as it turns on you,
You got to toss it
You
because
gotta
it'll have
toss
a
it.
sour taste.
yeah.
But you've got your little deck that you built for your
Yeah,
gravity
so-
feed.
yeah,
That's the
that's my-
tank that had the oil that you're
That had
concerned
a chunk of oil in
So
it.
you got to pull that down.
Yeah, because when you buy these tanks, a lot of them have olives that get shipped from Mexico to Canada, and the olives then get dumped out of the tank, and then they power wash them, and then they sell them off for $100 or whatever it is. But there was a chunk of olive oil in the bottom of that tank. I had it cleaned out. I spent hours cleaning it, and I couldn't see it. It just got stuck somewhere in the tank, and it went through my line and in, and I wasn't paying attention. I better check here, sorry. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at the bubbles now. Woo!
Doesn't take long for it to boil over.
Doesn't take long. And you got to be careful too when you're doing this. Like at this, like I got a high heat going right now because I just reloaded my wood. This is now probably running at about 55%, 55 bricks. And as you can see, it's boiling up. What happens is the air, as the air starts to go back down to the pan, because the bubbles are holding air. As they pop, if the bubbles get too thick, the air will rush to the base of the pan. And what happens is, if the air rushes to the base of the pan, it burns. So you've got to be very careful when you get to this point, because it can so quickly burn out on you, and if it burns, the whole batch is garbage. Look at that, that is so good. Oh, I can show you now while we're here. So let me show you let me just run out and grab it for you. Eat this when you get to this stage, guys. This is your heavy cream. Take a cap full, you can see the bubbles there. Take a cap full of heavy cream and drop it in. Watch what happens. Look at that. Knocks the bubbles right down.
And what's the science behind that there?
I wish I knew the science behind it, but I don't really know what it is that creates that reverse process. It will, that heavy cream that I put in will burn off quick, so it will bubble up again rather fast. But
It's a little trick you learned from the old guys that you...
just the mentors.
Your mentors.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to add, because it's getting really, really.
And what's your finishing bricks? 66?
67, 66, 6, yep, 67 is your finishing bricks. I'm there. I could take this off now and bottle it. I know I could. But I still have 300 liters of sap I got to get through. So I'm going to keep adding sap, because the sap is starting, because it came yesterday from a warm day and I don't want to lose my sap, so I need to keep adding it.
I can go to the co-op and pick up chicken feed if you want, so you can keep going.
No, I so you can see the fresh sap, what it does, knocks it right down. But see, my pre-warmer, the worst thing you can have happen is lose your boil. You don't want to lose your boil, because then you got to start over. It takes an hour and a half to get this thing boiling. So the pre-warmer will, look at that. I just added 10 liters of raw sap, but because it was warm, I didn't lose my boil. And I'll add another 10. It would go flat, and then within a minute, it'll be right back up to another boil. So never add cold sap. Never add cold sap to your boil, because if you do, you are starting over. I was on the website today checking there's a lot of newbies that are in maple syrup, and all the power to you, because it becomes addictive. You just enjoy it so much. You enjoy taking that watery substance and turning it into a syrup. So don't give up. All I can say is, for those that are new to this, filtration is your key. That's the key to success. You want your paper filters, you want your Orlon filters. Take your paper filter, put it in your Orlon filter, this is your filtration. If you've got to do it twice, do it once and then reheat it. Don't take it back to a boil. Take it to about 200 degrees, because as soon as you reboil your sap, as soon as you reboil your syrup, you recreate sugar sand. So don't take it up to a bubbling boil. Just take it up to 200 degrees and then refilter it. So make sure that when you refilter your syrup, you don't want to. The reason why you're filtering your syrup is because you're trying to remove the sugar sand. But if you bring it back to a boil, you're adding sugar sand back in. So don't do that. Do it up to your boil of 219, and then that's when you're at 67 Brix. That's your temperature number is 219 degrees Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit, yeah. And then your Brix is around 67. And then when you filter it right off the pan, as hot as it is. The hotter the syrup, the better. Be careful.
It goes through this filter better.
Yeah, it goes right through the filter quick, and then have a look.
But if you don't do that, then you can use the press that you built.
You can use my press. Go back in my videos, guys, because you'll see my press. Look at this already. Are you kidding me? That's absolutely fantastic. Oh, so then when I take, so after I do that to warm my preheater back up, I take another Orlon filter that I have, and I take the hose.
The old system used to be on a gravity feed.
Yeah, this is my
simple.
gravity feed system, but I haven't used that for quite a while. I didn't use it this year or last year because I didn't get a chance to change out the tank. But so I put my pump in, plug it in, fill it up. Run it through your filter, because you do not want to be boiling leaves and dirt and bugs. And I know that there's leaves and bugs in that, but I can't get them out because it's too big of a storage tank. So run your Orlon filter, and they're cheap. I think it was like $8 for 6 of them or something. I get it at the local Mennonites. It's called Reist Farm Supply, REIST. I've always been getting my stuff from them, and they're very reasonably priced. I maybe spend $200 or $300 a year.
That's where you get your bottles and caps and everything.
I get my bottles and my caps and my cleaning supplies and my filters and all that good stuff. So yeah, so I like to support those guys, because when I go on to Amazon, everything in Amazon is coming from Quebec, and it's double the price, and I'm just not going to spend it. So local is always best. They treat me right, and they're really good people, and they take all methods of payment. So look at that boil, isn't that beautiful? And that's it. So by the time now, it usually takes about 20 to 30 minutes. This will be boiled back down. It'll be foaming heavily. This will be at around 75 degrees Celsius, and then I'll drop that, refill that. So I'm going through, to give you an indication of how much I'm doing more now than I was doing before. I'm boiling about 50 liters an hour of sap. So I'm able to boil off about 50 liters every hour. And so if I've got 1,000 liters and I'm able to do 40 liters, 50 liters per hour, that's about 20 hours of boiling. But the problem is I keep adding sap because the trees don't stop. So, but in my old systems, my turkey fryer and my outdoor, I was maybe boiling off 20 an hour. And it wasn't that I couldn't get the heat up. The problem was that when the syrup gets to this stage where it's this thick, it takes an extreme amount of heat to get this to happen. And for those people that are outside, again,
The elements.
kudos for doing it. I understand your struggle. Keep the heat up high enough, because it just seems like you're battling the wind, you're battling the elements, you're battling the wood, if you're not using the right wood. And I find that the more heat that you need to use softer wood because it burns quick, but then you've got to be non-stop feeding it. So it's extremely people think that the first 20 hours of boiling is easy. I load the wood, I put in my sap, and I sit. We talk to clients. But then when you go to this point where it gets this heavy, I need to try to find softer wood because the hardwood's no longer any good, and I just can't keep the heat up. So, yeah.
Get
Anyway,
out there and tap your trees. Go tap
get
it.
out there and tap your tree. Well, it's too late now. Don't
Yeah.
tap now.
No.
We're already a full. Well, you know what? Our warm snap that has hit us here in the last 2 days. When I check the weather over the next 2 weeks, if you guys had say 20 taps in, you would still pull 500 liters a week. So you're still going to have a good amount of syrup.
That's here in southern Ontario.
In southern Ontario, well, no, we're in Dufferin County. Southern Ontario is quite vast because it can go all the way to Muskoka. So Muskoka's, a buddy of mine taps up there. I think he said he's only a couple of days of collection now. So their season will run probably a week or so longer than us. But we're at what, the 21st today
20.
of March. So I've maybe got 2 weeks left. So I need to try to pull out of this whole system 80 liters of syrup because I give so much away and I need to have it for my coffee. Oh, did you get drip though?
Yes, guys, you better tell your people that are on your carnivore journey that you still eat maple syrup.
On my carnivore journey, I'm still eating my syrup, man. I'm sorry, but
You drink your coffee with just maple syrup.
if I don't have my maple syrup in the morning with my coffee, I won't drink coffee, and I like coffee too much. So maple syrup is the key. Look at this already. Like that's not even that's like 5 minutes, and I'm already. It's incredible how fast it's boiling off right now. Oh, let me show you my firebox here.
Oh.
So I run a little fan. I've been starting to do that now because it's getting my boil up quicker. I used to just open my door here, but what was happening was I was not getting enough fan blowing or wind blowing in, so I put a little fan here, closed the door almost all the way, because as you can see by the burn marks, and there's a few over there, that's why I can't leave because I got to pay attention to the coals coming out. But I open the door just a little bit, and I run my fan, and it just adds enough that the whole pan gets boiled. But I'll show you. So I just load. So just be careful; it's going to be warm. So you can see, I already have to add. Look at that. I got to add wood. That's all hardwood. But the heat, eh? Woo, man. Okay, I'm gonna add some wood. It's a must. I gotta go get some more wood. But for now, I'll just grab some of my softer stuff. That's it. Close the door, turn my fan back on, just on a low setting, and it just adds enough heat. And that'll get right back hot again. It smothers out for a little bit, like the first 30 seconds. It smothers out just because the top that fan gets it going pretty quick. Anyways, guys, I'm going to sign off. See you in the next one. Stay safe and keep living. And I'm going to ask my wife here to cut this out because I don't remember the ending. Stay safe and keep living. Stay safe and keep living.
Used to worry about the future, but the future never came. Tried living in the past, but never did quite feel the same. I used to think that